choices. Maybe Mr. Robot's right. That's what this is all about.
Narration may not seem like the strong structural arch that holds a show together, but sometimes it does just that.
And that was way too much.
A television show's narrator is like the audience's friend, providing nuance, insight, gossip, and everything in between. Sometimes a show's narrator becomes a beloved voice or character that is so instrumental to a series, it just would not be the same without them.
The word George Michael was searching for was creepy.
There are different narration types like posthumous, interactive, and nostalgic narrators. The most common is the inner monologue narrator, where the audience dives into the story from the view of a particular character's mindset. Some examples include You, Mr. Robot, The Mindy Project, Sex and the City, and Grey's Anatomy. These narrators are also the main protagonists, making them interactive narrators because they interact with the other characters in the show.
Would you please stop narrating?
Can't help it, Danny.
Each of these narrators guide the series along with their present tense first-person narration. The audience is able to see their thought process, which not only reflects how that character interacts with other characters, but how we, the audience, views them as well. It enables us to see the show through the character's eyes, which helps make the character seem more real. Momentary narrators provide narration in reference to specific moments or instances.
The life you save could be your own.
What are we watching?
Voiceovers are sprinkled in and demonstrate the character's frame of mind. For example, in Sex and the City, Carrie Bradshaw narrated her blog as she shared issues of career, dating, friendships, and love. Her narration was profound because she related to the show's demographic, and she became one of the first television icons for female sexual freedom and indulgence.
His name was Jake. He was everything I was looking for that night.
Themes of this were seen in the Mindy Project from the perspective of a woman of colour. Mindy related issues of a similar message and normalised a hard-working South Asian woman that also liked dating.
Let's just party at 2?
Seriously. Met in an elevator? My hair came undone? Are you kidding me? I'm basically Sandra Bullock.
These narrators felt like our friends because they shared real-world issues and experiences that we could also understand. Inner monologue narrations are also popular in You, Mr. Robot, and Dexter. In You, Joe's narration adds to the show overall eeriness. It provides a glimpse into his rationale for stalking, creeping, and more.
An accident.
His inner dialogue fills up most of the show's screen time, noting just how loud Joe's head is, and it's a stark contrast to his seemingly charming persona. The same can be said for Dexter, as audiences are inside the mind of a killer.
I don't think they approve of what I sometimes do to their masters.
This mindset provides us with a unique understanding of these complex characters and how they have evolved to develop into their current state. This is also a stepping stone for some audiences to empathise with the protagonist deeply. We've all seen the Twitter threads reminding people of how Joe is not the hot boyfriend of their dreams. Mr. Robot is different to the other shows because instead of listening in on the character's thoughts, Elliot is speaking directly to us.
I know. Taking more than I should. I'm breaking my rule, but come on.
In Mr. Robot, we are Elliot's friends. We are directly involved in the story, submerged in his world. He asks us for his help, he lies to us, and in turn, the fourth wall is shattered because the audience becomes a character in the story. Unlike an inner monologue narration, the Narrator All Along is where we find out that the narrator was one of the characters we've been watching for the entire series. Much like us watching Carrie's blog from Sex and the City, we get to see Jane's telenovela unfold in Jane the Virgin.
Before she opens it, I will remind you this is a telenovela.
The narrator in Jane the Virgin is the glue that helps make it a telenovela. Our Latin lover narrator explains, concludes, and gossips his way through the series and becomes his own character.
I mean, more relevant than who'd win in an epic battle between Batman and Wolverine.
In the series finale, we find out that the narrator is Jane and Raphael's son, Matteo. This ties the series together and allows us to bond with Matteo in a way that differs from us witnessing him in his early childhood years.
She said I would be great at voiceover work.
And for the record, I am.
In Gossip Girl, the blogger provided all the tea about the wealthy Upper East Side It crew. Throughout the series, the voice was an all-knowing mystery because their identity was a secret. In the end, it turned out to be one of the show's main characters, and one of Serena van der Woodson's on-again, off-again beaus, Dan Humphrey.
Hey Upper East Siders, Gossip Girl here, and I have the biggest news ever.
The narration in Gossip Girl was iconic not only for XOXO Gossip Girl, but also for changing gossip culture as it moved from a print to digital medium, which was aided by the show's narration. The reveal of Gossip Girl was also a change for both the characters and for audiences because the relationship with Humphreys altered after his reveal. Other narration styles include the classic storyteller, like in Riverdale. Audiences watch Jughead's book unfold, and he gives us a clear picture of what it was like to be in Riverdale at that time.
And you start seeing the shadows underneath. The name of our town is Riverdale.
He shares his story from a future perspective, and this makes him a nostalgic narrator. It also provides a little hope that no matter how dire the situation seems, he makes it out to tell his tale. Ted Mosby from How I Met Your Mother is another notorious nostalgic narrator. He tells his kids about how he met the mother through reflecting on his early years living in New York City with his 4 best friends.
My life was good, and then Uncle Marshall went and screwed the whole thing up.
Will you marry me?
Mosby is an unreliable narrator because he indulges in character backpedaling. He forgets names and storylines all the time. We all remember Blah Blah, the goat, and the mysterious floating beer bottle trick. It was confirmed by the show's creator, Craig Thomas, that this narration style was done on purpose because it added legitimacy, humour, and authenticity to Ted's character. Another narration style is a detached observer.
And so Michael started to become relaxed. And a short time later, his mother arrived anything but.
Someone broke in again.
In Arrested Development, for example, the narrator is never revealed nor explicitly stated to be connected to the Bluth family. Their dry sense of humour, however, helps frame a scene, and it definitely punctuated the plotline's humour. Other narrative styles include the posthumous narrator, who is a character that has passed on. This is seen in 13 Reasons Why.
And if you're listening to this tape, you're one of the reasons why.
In the series, Hannah has died but continues to narrate season 1 through her tapes, allowing for a more somber tone for the series. An additional narrative frame is the opening and closing narration. In Criminal Minds, there is no traditional storytelling, but instead a quote at the end and beginning of each episode. These quotes frame the show topically and structurally. The aim was to contrast the show's solemn tone and provide inspiration or hope.
When you look long into an abyss, the abyss looks into you.
Narrators normally provide the storytelling framework for a TV show.
Mr. Robot has become my god.
But they also allow for us to connect with them like a knowledgeable friend. A series is transformed, becoming more realistic through the narrator's thoughts, stories, or explanations, which cements the need for a strong narrator.
Rebuilding the banana stand for a second time.
Hey, can I give you a hand?
So what other shows do you think would not work without a narrator? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to receive notifications. Until next time, thanks for watching.